It's your humble host, Big Truck. Hey, yo, shout out to my man Charles in Charge. Go to his channel, show him some love. Go to my channel, subscribe, like, comment, and share. So we're going to get active. We're going to get into it. He has some things to say. I have some things to say. And then the spirit of the universe is going to take us home. So without further ado, grab your shoulder pads or your helmet and let's go to work. Hustle and motivate.
They say the truth hurts, so I lied to you. Yes, I lied to you.
I pay too much money for my upkeep to be having free conversations. I had somebody reach out to me. They have been reaching out to me in my DMs, and I was kind of ignoring it, just leaving them on red because I'm not interested. And today they consistently message me, and so I said, okay, I'll answer. This morning I had a shampoo appointment, and so I answered, and they were like, "Am I disturbing you?" And I said, "I don't converse with men that I don't know."
I mean, listen, at this point, all I can try and do is be the voice of reason and logic when we see content like this. What?
For me, right off the rip, somebody she's not attracted to. Let's keep it 3,000. This always happens. Let's tap in more.
What more else can I say? What am I going to be able to do with a situation like this? First off, it's cap. This has nothing to do with her not talking to men who she doesn't know. This has
Let it be a person that got money. Let it be a person with status.
with her not being attracted to this man in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Physically, financially, something about him just wasn't up to her level as she sees it. If he's constantly DMing her, at this point, understand she already done review his profile, so she already sees how he looks, the things he presents online as far as his online image, and it just doesn't measure up to what she believes is worth her time. Which, you know what? That's fine. If that's her standard, I don't have an issue with that. People can have their standards no matter how they may sound to you and I. You're allowed to have your standards.
But hold on, though. Let the tables overturn and the man begin to have his standards. Now, those same women have something to say. No, motherfucker, we're going to keep that same energy.
How many of us believe that if it was a professional athlete, someone who was in the public eye that's very recognizable as far as having a level of status financially, publicly, celebrity-wise, however you want to label it, that her policy on speaking to strangers would be vastly different? Now, on one hand, there is that. But on the other hand, I don't feel bad for these men who will constantly DM women who are leaving them on unread. And then when those women finally do respond, they're only looking to use those men. Because her ignoring you should be all the answer you need.
And they said, well, let's change that. And I said, well, I'm actually on the way to go get my hair done. You gonna contribute to that?
You're fucking crazy.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
That's where she fucked up at, player. She never should have said that. Leaning in. See? Leaning in with money. That was her first mistake. You don't do that. Let's switch it. Let's switch it up, right? Say if the shoe was on the other foot. Can I have some ass? And I want to peel both holes like a banana. Because if I'm going to pay for your hair, I'm going to need that. You want something, I want something. Don't think I'm just going to pay for your hair and that's it and not get nothing in return. No, I want that ass. I want both holes.
Yeah, I heard it.
How would you feel if I came at you like that? It's okay to dish it, but to have it come back at you, how would you take that?
They sent a long paragraph asking me to explain why they should do that. And they said now they understand the kind of woman that I am, on and on and on. And I said, no problem, no worries, have a good day. I feel like this. I keep my nails done, keep my toes done. So nails, toes, every month. I get my hair done every month. This is the luxury style. I keep my hair up, right? So getting my hair done every month. Nails, toes, hair. I own my home. I got an acre of land. I have to get my grass cut. I get my yard work done by myself. All of that is covered by myself.
It doesn't fucking matter.
That's your responsibility. You are an adult. As an adult, you are responsible for your upkeeping and for your place of residence. It is not a man's responsibility to pay for all that shit that is in your name that you got yourself.
I have a nice body. I get that done in the gym. I have a gym membership. I clothe my nice body with nice clothes. And so I have to go shopping. And I wear makeup, which I enjoy. And in the comments, I don't care what you got to say about makeup, but I also spend money on that. And so to keep this up, I also eat on a meal plan that I have created. And so for that meal plan, I have to go grocery shopping to eat off of the meal plan that I have created. And so all of this takes money. All of this takes money to upkeep this. And so why am I having free conversations? And it is okay. It is okay if you don't feel the way that I feel and you are having free conversations. But I think about this, especially if you're messaging me when I'm on the way to an appointment where I'm about to spend hundreds of dollars to get my hair washed, and I'm continuing to have this appointment where I'm spending hundreds of dollars on myself, and you're interested in me? No, I don't have free conversations.
You've had bigger things in that mouth.
Is prostitution. So you're telling me, in order for me to deal with you, these are the things that I have to cover.
Great things for herself and keeps herself up. Think about whether you're having free conversations. I treat my phone like it still has minutes and you're not using mine up. That's it. Love you. Bye.
And as a man, I'm treating my phone like minutes and you're not using mine up. You see how stupid that sounds? You see how ridiculous that sounds? And men came at women like this. How would it be? Oh, y'all motherfuckers be tearing y'all heads out on TikTok, on social media. Y'all be mad as fuck. Y'all be hot as fish grease.
There's nothing wrong with valuing your time. There's only 24 hours in a day. So there's nothing wrong with being particular about who you choose to spend your time with. But that's not what this is. To me, people like this are the absolute worst. The women who think like this, the men who think like this, absolute worst. Because they basically see men just as a tool to be used when they see fit for however long, and then put them down, throw them away, pick them back up again when they want to use them. And the thing that's so heinous about this are the women who agree with this and find nothing wrong with it.
Of course. Because long as it's something negative, evil, and wicked, they all down for it. They all applaud it. But let it be something positive. Let a good woman of good character come on social media and talk about the good things that she loves to do for her husband or that her husband does for her. Oh, that woman to get shamed.
Now all of a sudden when it's their son, this type of thinking is trifling. That type of woman is a whore. She belongs to the streets. She a gold digger. She's low value. And that's the reason why this isn't just about women who are placing a value on their time. And I recently did another video where I was speaking about this, about how some women will try and sometimes humble men by ringing off their accomplishments and what they've been able to do in life. But when you hear those things they speak on, typically it's just things that you are supposed to do as an adult or that you choose to do as an adult.
All you have to do is pay attention. That's it. All you have to do is read the room. See, I'm from the streets, so these type of tactics, I've seen that shit. I know how to maneuver around all of that. That doesn't affect me. I can give two fucks about what you accomplished and what you have. That don't mean shit to me, especially where I came from and the type of individuals I hang around. I hang around people with money, they got status, but they're humbled. That's the key thing, they're humbled. So this, to me, women that speak this way is low value. They're not real women. Fake ass hair, fake makeup, that's already a lot of they self. Again, read the room.
And so her speaking on all those things that she's done for herself, great. Welcome to adulthood. And so let's get this straight. She don't have a problem with taking credit for the things she's been able to do that make her the strong and independent woman she believes herself to be. She just thinks she should be rewarded for doing the same things men do each and every single day. Get up, go to work, take care of themselves, keep themselves well maintained how they see fit. She wants a reward for that.
Is being a stay-at-home mom a privilege or a sacrifice? In my opinion, it's both. I was having a conversation with my ex last night, and he was just so stuck on the fact that he had given me this amazing privilege to do nothing, to just be a stay-at-home mom and to not work. And I don't see it that way. Yes, I see it as a privilege because most people in this society, they don't have that option. And I appreciate the fact that he was financially stable enough to let me do that. I genuinely do appreciate it. But it pisses me off when he says that it's a privilege and not acknowledge the sacrifice that it was. When you're a stay-at-home mom, it's a 24/7 job. You don't get any...
Hold up. She said she had a conversation with her ex. What happened that y'all broke up? Because you stay-at-home mom. What happened? It's a, to be honest with you, it's a privilege on both hands. Here's what I mean. It's a privilege to be in the presence of good people.
Tasks. You're doing the same thing from the time you open your eyes to the time you close them. And not only that, but I had a career and I stepped away from it. So during that time, I had forgone a lot of my income, a lot of the progress that I could have made towards some career goals.
This isn't even about women today who think like this, because I'm certain that this is how she was raised to think. This is about the women who came before them, who poured into them this feminist ideology, this institutional mentality modern feminism has created that women grow up in.
The fuck you crying for? That's number one. Number two, my brother, you right. But let's look at it this way. A large number of women chose to fucking follow feminism. You didn't have to. Was it presented to you? Yes. That's how the devil works. He presents things to you. He will make things look good. He will glamorize things and make it shine like a diamond. But you hold the final decision, the final choice to follow or not to follow.
Where they have such a desire to be so much like a man, they completely forgotten or chose to ignore the power that they have that men.
Correction, family value tradition.
And don't. Imagine that. They got an ability to do something that men will never be able to do. And that's a great thing to be able to do and hold so much value. But they rather be like men, so they don't even see it that way. And I put this in another video where I spoke about this, about how imagine having the ability to carry life, bring it to birth. In most cases, women are the primary caretakers. And that's even with more men being involved in the day-to-day domestic responsibilities, as well as being just actively involved in their child's life more than ever before. So you're the primary caretaker, meaning you get to pour in the values, the morals, the principles into this human life that will one day become an adult, go out into the world, walk amongst it, and then continue to create, populate, rinse and recycle, for better or for worse. It's literally when you hear someone say something such as, my child could end up being the person who ends up changing the world, the next president, the next this, the next greatest inventor. And yet, you rather go clock in and do a 10-hour shift at a place that most of y'all don't like, the people nor the job. You feel like you don't get paid what you deserve. You gonna have to quit and leave and move on to some other location because they don't respect you there enough to pay you what you deserve. You gotta drive an hour there, an hour back just to go work at the place. When they do let you go, you are nothing but a faint memory, a number. But yet you got the nerve to come on the internet talking about, I had so many career goals and ambitions. I tell you, there's so many women who don't even realize the power they have because they're so busy and preoccupied with trying to be men.
Not only that, but when it comes to dating, when it comes to significant other, they don't realize what they have. They don't realize who's sitting right in front of them. They don't realize who's trying to contact you. Most don't recognize a good thing when it's sitting, staring them right in their face. Not even staring them right in their face, but sitting right next to them. They don't even realize.
Decide to bring children in this world. That's the most important thing in your life because You are responsible for a human life and is 100% dependent on you. And I think many women have gotten so obsessed with themselves, with materialism and money that is attached to that materialism, that they completely abandon the most important thing in their life that they chose. Because when you have a kid, that's what you choose, and you choose in family.
And also social media. Social media has messed a large number of women's minds up.
And they've forgotten that's the most important thing. Family. And so she's complaining that she had a man because she said it was her ex. So I don't know if now she's in a position where she has to go back to work now or if he's still taking care of her. That's beside the point. She's complaining that she was in a situation with the man who was doing more than enough to make sure that she did not have to go out into the world and work, but she could pour into the children the values, the morals, the principles that they as parents want to pour into their children, which means they don't got to go off into some daycare system with a bunch of other kids and a bunch of other adults who now get to be responsible for your kids and you not around them to make sure that they're okay and learning the things that you want them to learn. And then these will be the same parents who get frustrated when their kids grow up and they see that they're just following the crowd, not thinking for themselves, doing what everybody else is doing. And then they'll say things such as, I didn't raise you to do that. I didn't raise you to be behaving like this. Yeah, you're right. You didn't raise them. They were latchkey kids. Daycare raised them. Then the school system raised them. Then TV and YouTube and the internet raised them. You're right. You didn't. You pawned off and traded in your parental responsibilities to be able to go in and seek fulfillment in a job that could give two shits about you. I just feel bad for men, but this is also why I advocate so strongly that you choose carefully the woman who you decide to have children with.
Men, you have to set boundaries. You have to set your limitations. Men, you have to allow it to be set in stone. What you will put up with, what you will not put up with. Women, don't sit up there and shame men because they're vocalizing those things. Just maybe you don't fit in their program.